Welcome back to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Tuesday, August 9th, 2022, and this is number 128 of Crossplay. Coming up on today's show, we are diving back into Digimon Survive. Are we brave enough to declare it Game of the Year? Maybe? Or are we the dumbest? There was a Pokemon Presents this past week. We'll be talking about that. And Roller Drome is coming out this week. But we'll get to all of that in just a bit. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Alan Busby.
Hello, I'm bringing the Digitude, and get ready for a Digi disaster.
There you go. And Ignacio Rojas. What's up, dude?
I'm here. Hey.
You made it, finally.
I was thinking of a way to respond to Alan.
Well,
I quoted the Digi rap. I threw another quote at you.
Yeah.
There you go.
You
Ignacio was supposedly late because he was arguing with little boys on Reddit about which is a more popular anime, Dragon Ball Z or One Piece.
Arguing more like putting them in their place. Disrespecting
Ignacio, you do realize that, like, yes, numbers do show, but you realize people can like whatever they like. Like, if someone says One Piece is better than Dragon Ball, that's true for them.
Alan, that wasn't the topic. Someone came out and said, "Hey, One Piece is more relevant than Dragon Ball." And hey, no, it isn't.
I hear way more about way more about One Piece than I do Dragon Ball.
Well, that's you. That's a you problem. Again,
fun fact.
All I did. No, this person came out and said, "Hey, One Piece is more popular than Dragon Ball. That's why it deserves a fighter's game from Arc System." And I came out saying, "Hey, that's a sacrilege saying that One Piece is more popular than Dragon Ball." As a joke, of course. I wouldn't have used sacrilege in that way. And then this person responded to me with this list of things saying how Dragon Ball isn't relevant. It's only relevant for people from that grew up in an era like 97 to 2000 or whatever that watched Tsunami, and that One Piece is way more relevant and whatever. And Alan, facts are facts. It isn't true.
I personally think Dragon Ball has a much larger impact than One Piece. But in modern day, I do feel One Piece, it has more of the cultural eye on it than Dragon Ball does.
Anyways, fun fact. Yeah, I have an IMDb page, and my only credit is One Piece related.
What?
I made some music for a One Piece documentary and got credited in that.
Wow.
And I now have an IMDb page.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There's a podcast. I believe they're still going, the One Piece podcast. And they were the ones that made this documentary years ago, like a decade ago. And they asked me to help out with some of the music. So that's like 3 whole minutes of my 15 minutes of fame that I had there. So I'm pretty much out on 15 minutes of fame. I've spent it all.
Kyle, all I'm saying is that
you can't be famous for 16 minutes, only 15.
Yeah, no.
Kyle, all I'm saying is that if someone comes out talking shit about Gundam, I expect you to stand up for Gundam, okay?
Yeah.
You better stand up for Gundam, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, but that's a completely
all right. Okay,
like he's not necessarily talking shit about Dragon Ball Z and being like, it's the worst. It's awful. It's just like, hey, this one might have more cultural relevance.
Cal, you're not seeing the arguments this person is giving me, because they just sent me. They just answered to my previous comment, listing all the bad things about Goku, saying he's a bad father. How could he let Cell heal up to fight Gohan? How the show fell off after Frieza.
That stuff is
Anyways.
semantics, opinionated.
Anyways.
Anyways, let's talk about some video games and all that good stuff.
All I'm saying is that you gotta stand up for the things that you believe in, okay?
Will you let it go? We get it. Dragon Ball Z is important, Ignacio. Holy shit.
Let's talk about what we've been playing.
Okay.
All right. I will toss it over to Alan, who's been playing some Digimon Survive. I know we talked a little bit about this last week, but let's dive back in.
Yeah, so I kind of want to take the floor on Digimon Survive because like I wasn't on last week, so I did not get to talk about it. And man, I'm gonna start with just the end all sentence. Digimon Survive is great Digimon content for story. It is in my opinion, again, I feel free to disagree. This is only my take. Digimon Survive is a bad game. I do not like it as a video game. Now, to go into this, I know I posted this on Twitter a while ago, and Ignacio, I know you specifically replied saying that like you like to take it as like it's a new season of Digimon, like you're enjoying it. Totally, I agree with you 100%. And if I'm being honest, there are 12 chapters in this game, or 12 episodes. I am a little bit into episode 8, so I'm definitely nearing the end of the story. And at no point have I found myself reflecting, like when I play a game, and especially being a Digimon fan, I can sit down and play like any of the classics, Cyber Sleuth, or any of those, like even Next Order. I have a hard time sitting down and playing Survive. While the story is great and it does start rough and there are still some issues, like I know me and some friends on Twitter have issues that like honestly the kids they're kind of oblivious. There are some very obvious things that plot just happens because they just don't use what I would call common sense, and it just can get a little frustrating. But regardless, the story is good. And it does have darker aspects of a Digimon story, which does make it interesting in parts. It is not consistently high tier the whole time, but that's to be expected. There are highs and lows. I almost feel like when this game came out, I feel like I would rather it have been just, honestly, a show. I feel like it being a video game is actually what kind of ruins it, because the tactical gameplay is a far inferior, worse version to what Fire Emblem offers. Like, you can't really get consistent equipment. There's no shops. Yes, it has interactions, but like when I watched people play Three Houses, it has so much more interactability in the visual novel aspect, which Survive lacks a ton. It has very minimal visual novel interaction, in my opinion. So you're honestly just watching it. So I feel like I'd rather have just been a show and not a video game. The combat is fine, but it doesn't really come off as addicting enough to keep you to wanting to keep battling. And then even when you're enjoying a story and it's just, oh, hey, here's a fight, you almost kind of would rather just watch a fight than be like, oh, fuck, I actually have to play. Luckily, there is auto battle, but I feel like if you're defaulting to auto battle to just enjoy the show happening to you, you're kind of failing as a video game. Like, I'm at a point now where I kind of just default to auto battle. Like, I don't actually fight anymore because it's time consuming. It's not very deep. It's not really addicting. So I just auto battle. So I'm really not even playing a game. I'm just watching it happen. And for this reason, I feel like Survive, great content, really should not have been a video game. It's not a good video game. Hot take.
Go.
Yeah,
Ignacio,
I haven't played much of the game to actually review anything of what you said, because like I said last week, I only played 1 hour of the game, and that for that 1 hour, the only gameplay I had was that one tutorial battle, and then the rest of it was all story. And so I cannot speak much to the gameplay of the combat, because again, it was a tutorial. And then for the story, I didn't experience much of it because again, because of the time. and I haven't played much of the game or at all actually this whole week because I do feel like I do have to be in this mind space to actually get into the game because visual novels are not my thing.
Yeah.
This would be actually my first visual novel game. And so having to just sit there reading all these texts, which you have to the whole action of reading it and then having to press A to continue and all that, it makes it maybe lesser than if it had been a movie or a new season, limited run season. So that adds to it, to me not getting the actual emotion to actually go and play the game. Whereas if it had been a season, then yeah, it would have been much easier for me to actually go and consume it. So Alan, to what you're saying, I cannot rebuke it or be with you because I haven't experienced much of it.
Yeah, and again, like getting further in the game, there are moments of the story that really, really land. Like they're really good. Like, and they do stick with you. Like I still think of like a really big event that happened in the game because it was so well done. And I would have loved to have seen that in like an anime version of this. Like, yes, it's still good in video game format and the visual novel. It's still fine, but it's not able to play to its strengths, I feel, is the worst part. Like I don't play a lot of visual novels. Like I never played Fire Emblem. I've only played Ace Attorney and Danganronpa. And I think those games are amazing as visual novels because you have the air of mystery. And I get Survive has this mysterious aspect, but it's the fact that the gameplay of Ace Attorney and Danganronpa requires you to pay attention the entire game and actually use the gameplay mechanics to solve said puzzles and break through the mystery that you're trying to solve. Survive doesn't have that. The gameplay just, I know before the game came out, they said that, hey, this game is like 70% visual novel and 30% gameplay, whatever. I know it was a big controversy and everything else. But honestly, I feel like they only threw the gameplay in there just to like appease the video game aspect. But I feel like by throwing that in there, it actually hurts the game. Because again, the combat is just very average. Like one unique mechanic in the game is you can recruit Digimon. I don't fucking recruit Digimon. It feels like such a waste of time. Like you'll recruit Digimon, you'll like talk to them. It's kind of like Persona where you have to like say the correct dialogue options and they have to either be okay, love it, or hate what you're saying and whatever. But you literally, I got to a point where I could max out an affinity bar for the Digimon. So then you can either ask it for items or ask it to join you. But then it has like a 13% success rate. And okay, yeah, whatever, low success rate. But like, why is that low success rate on like a rookie Digimon? Like, make that on like an ultimate level or like champion or ultimate. Why put that on a rookie? Like, make the rookies easier to recruit, then force me to raise them instead of making it where even it's annoying, where it became kind of frustrating, where I don't even recruit Digimon. And even then, when you go into a fight, you're only allowed so many slots and locations to fight Digimon. So you're never really encouraged to use your spare Digimon. You want to use the main party Digimon because they're a part of the core story. So you're also never encouraged to even use the Digimon you recruit because, oh, you only get 5 slots. Okay, I have 6 party Digimon. I can only use 5 of them. Why would I use a side Digimon instead of my main one? Because if they don't participate in battle, they don't get experience. And that's the other thing. If you want your whole team to get experience, you have to put every Digimon in battle and say you only need like 2 of them. You have to go through every turn, moving someone, ending their turn, just for them to get experience. Why not have like a quality of life button where, oh, I don't want to do anything. Just hit like a quick button to just auto end turn. Like it makes the combat feel like it drags on even longer. Like I set the combat speed to the highest speed and I turned off battle animations just to make the fights faster because they take forever. They're slow. Like, damn. I feel like the gameplay of Survive is the weakest part of the game, and that's sad because it's a video game. It's supposed to be good, or at least be fine. You should play gameplay and be like, yeah, this is still a lot of fun, but not be like, oh fuck, more combat, fuck.
Yeah,
and it's just, oh, it's so upsetting. But yeah, that's Digimon Survive. Get a shirt. I survived Digimon Survive.
So maybe not game of the year like I joked about at the start, but still good Digimon content.
Yeah, it's got a great story. Story's pretty good, except for like the classic anime tropes that are in everything. But outside of that, the core story pretty good. It's enjoyable.
Cool.
Just
good stuff.
Bad video game.
There you go. Yeah, it's been pretty slow going in terms of what we've been playing. Because there's we're still kind of in that video game route. There are things out there to play. I know Xenoblade just came out, and that's one that I think people are
Xenoverse.
Loving.
You mean Xenoblade?
That one.
Yeah,
whatever.
I have not played Chronicles 3 because I made the bold decision to play Survive first.
Yeah.
So when I finished
you
Survive,
were gonna play Xenoblade first.
Well, anyways, when I finish Survive, I honestly can't wait to jump into Chronicles 3 because I've been doing a great job avoiding spoilers, but I am so excited to jump into this because the stuff that I have seen and heard about, oh my god, dude, the combat and gameplay of Chronicles 3, along with the story, because Monolith just knocks out the park. That I'm gonna call it now. Chronicles 3 and Elden Ring are gonna be duking it out for Game of the Year this year. It's not gonna be Elden Ring definitively. It's gonna be like really close between those two.
You mean for you or in general?
I feel like in general. It's gonna be close with both of them.
I don't know. I haven't heard anyone talk about Xenoblade.
I've seen a lot of talk about it, and it's pulling people in, man.
For sure. Yeah, it might not on like like that is the thing. The stuff I have heard about the game is stellar. Like they're like, holy shit, this game is actually phenomenal. We were expecting it to be good, but not this good. But I don't know if it'll beat Elden Ring in terms of like wider, like, oh, this is the game you need to play this year.
Yeah, that's true, because I think as of recently, Elden Ring finally has it hasn't died in popularity, but it's definitely finally hitting its quiet period. And that's impressive considering it's August. Elden Ring held on to the popularity for almost half the year. Indeed. And that's huge.
Good stuff. Well, I say this is a good time to take a quick break for some housekeeping. And then when we get back, we will dive into some of the news of the week. We'll go on the flip side of the coin from Digimon and talk Pokemon. So we will be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make. And yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts. And we'd love it if you check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at the Whatnauts, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and a thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts. And we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you'd like to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we are back a big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it. It means a lot that you guys want to support us. Cool things that we have been up to here at the Whatnauts. Man, for the first time, I got to meet Melissa, who is our co-host for the review show and the Captain's Log. We were live in person here in my studio for the Captain's Log number 200. Super exciting stuff. She spent the whole weekend here. We did some touristy things around town. My girlfriend and I got to show her the town. We had a blast. And Ignacio and I were trying to figure out which Muppet movie we were watching for the review show. We watched the original, the 1979 one, not the newer one. But yeah, that's what we did on the review show. We talked about the Muppet movie, which was a lot of fun. There were some weird things in there that I was not expecting. It's basically a movie about trying to get Kermit to be the spokesperson for cannibalism. Because they're trying to make him be the spokesperson for this chain of restaurants that sells frog legs.
Kyle, you're actually reminding me. I know you already had episodes about it.
Yes.
I'm almost done with season 1 of The Boys.
It's great, right?
Dude, it's so good, dude. It's so good.
It only gets better for people watching that show.
Oh, it's so solid.
Yeah. But there you go. That's about it for housekeeping right now. I guess the last thing would be to keep an eye out on our YouTube page for the Reactor Core, because we will be talking about She-Hulk as that comes out. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. With that being said, let's get into the news of the week. All right. So we had a Pokemon Presents this past week here. I have to admit, I did not watch this, and hearing the stuff that is coming out of this, I feel like that was okay. There wasn't too much coming out, just some minor details, stuff like that.
I did not watch it live. I watched the trailer for it afterwards, and man, I think Pokemon's I think the mainstream Pokemon popularity, I feel like it's not holding up. I feel like Pokemon's becoming I'm in the firm belief that I feel like Pokemon is becoming complacent.
I feel like you're late on that take.
Yeah, I wouldn't get the take from this game particularly, considering they are changing so much.
No, they are. No, I don't mean complacent as in mechanics. I mean think of how much money and how popular Pokemon is, right? Why is Sword and Shield kind of Sword and Shield, Arceus, and this think of the latest release we had. We had the remakes of Sinnoh. We had Sword and Shield, not in that order. Arceus, and now we have this, right?
Yeah.
Why, with how popular and expensive and how much money Pokemon makes the company, right? Why was the Sinnoh remakes very blatantly bad? Why did Arceus, while great in a different mechanic and still a fun game for the most part, why is it not as polished, or why these games are very mid? I don't know how to explain it. They're still good, but they need to be better. Why are they just kind of mid games at this point?
No, Kyle, we talked about it last week. How
pretty fair, yeah.
It is kind of Violet and Scarlet are doing all these things. It is getting more open and whatnot, but it is a big deal for Pokemon. It would have been a big deal for other games maybe 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So Alan, I do get where you're coming from, but I think that it has to do, maybe there are two components to this as to why it is happening. One, that it is maybe I don't know, the same thing you get with Nintendo, where it is kind of like them more going at their own beat, and them not feeling that not feeling that it is that necessary for the games to be big and these visual spectacles and whatnot, because they know that at its core, Pokemon is about something, and it is more kid friendly and whatnot, and maybe that is one aspect of that. And then the other part, I think that it has to do with the fact that this isn't PS5, it isn't Series X, it isn't the PC, it is a Nintendo Switch, and that already limits you a lot. For example, one example of that, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, great game, great visually. It isn't that big, that open, that big, and that technically demanding, and yet characters that are further a certain distance, the frame rate will be choppy, and very noticeably choppy. And that shows you that the hardware is underpowered, and then you take that and make a whole ass RPG of it. And
I want you to look at gameplay of Chronicles 3. I want you to look at non-online gameplay footage of Smash. I want you to look at Mario Odyssey and look at how amazing, how smooth, how amazing and technically impressive those games are on the Switch. Why isn't Pokemon? Yeah. Why is Pokemon Arceus and Scarlet and Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl also on the Switch and do not hold a candle to those three games? On the same hardware.
Who makes Xenoblade?
Monolith.
So to me, I think part of it is also them just being stretched thin, right? The fact that, we did get those remakes. We did get Arceus. We are now getting this in a very short time frame. Like they've had to turn these around very quickly. Maybe they have like two teams internally. I don't think that's the case though, unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, it's just as much as I am super excited for this game, there is some stuff that's just like, guys, really, like how is this still a thing?
This is like I get Pokemon is like the thing is Pokemon, while directed at kids, Pokemon's also for adults too, because Pokemon is targeted toward kids because it has a surface level easy introduction. But it's once you're in Pokemon that it's that deeper mechanical level and everything else that keeps people returning. And it's the fact that it's weird because I don't know how to articulate it well enough, but it's the fact that like Pokemon is like doing these things. Like I know in the trailer, if you've played it or if we're looking at it, Kyle, it has the legendary Pokemon as bikes, which honestly kind of dumb. I like funny. I'm kind of for it, but also kind of dumb in a good way. But like we already had the bike mechanic. We've already had an Arceus riding Pokemon. This isn't like, holy shit, a new thing. This is amazing. We've already had these things. They're just shifting it to something else. Like Pokemon's not really doing anything new. Like Arceus came out and it was an open world game. Sure. Well, while impressive for Pokemon, not new. And honestly, not very good for open world.
Push back on that. I don't think they ever used the term open world to describe Arceus.
But that's kind of what it is, though.
It's what they were going for. But yeah, it's like certain regions that you can go to.
Yeah.
This one, they have said that like it will be seamless. I don't know what that means exactly, but that reads to me more as in open world proper, rather than like, oh, now you're in the forest, now you're in the lake area, right?
I know this is like technically bringing up like an awkward example. This is like I just want to get this out there because I had this talk with a couple friends to bring up Pokemon's competitive. We already talked about Digimon, for example. One thing I know that's upsetting is like there are so many Pokemon in the universe that like it's hard to put them all in one game. That's why I think with Sword and Shield they stopped. They were like, we're not gonna have all the Pokemon. Like we're not gonna do like the full.
It has been going from even before that.
Yeah, but I know that was when they made the first like official announcement.
No, Hoenn was that. Gen 3 was that. Then Gen 6, Gen 5 was also that.
Yeah.
And then they keep doing it and then they keep taking it back.
But here's the thing, like, so in Digimon games, there are so many Digimon out there as well. There's so many, but every game never has all Digimon. They just take like a batch of either underrepresented with a couple, like obviously, popular, iconic ones. But Digimon games have like a smaller batch. So they have a tighter cast that they have in it. And then they focus on that and then develop an amazing game with this smaller cast. I feel like Pokemon kind of needs to do that. They need to be like, okay, we have this bag head. Let's take some like underrepresented Pokemon, do something cool with them. Like, and I get that they have like different region forms and everything else, but they need to take a small batch of Pokemon. Like, I don't know, whatever, like just to even do like a 151, like the original, just take 151, focus one game on that, give almost all of them new variations or new evolution. Don't even give them like, oh, instead of a different evolution, imagine it like if they could evolve either way. You're like, you know what? I want OG Cyndaquil. You know what? Fuck it. I want the new Cyndaquil line. Like, imagine if you could do that. And they built this tight, polished, amazing, unique world. And they had every Pokemon, and it was all Pokemon you knew except for like some new ones, but they were tweaked so differently that they all felt like brand new Pokemon. Like, imagine how solid that experience would feel, right?
Yeah, but then you start running into other problems where Pokemon has these two souls. One side, it is the kid game. It is, no matter how many adults play it, it is still a game aimed at kids. But at the same time, it is also a competitive game with the deep mechanics and online tournaments and all that. And so then you start running into the problem, which, again, it has been done. They kind of do it. They even kind of do it for every game where there's a reason they have the national decks and the regional decks.
Yeah.
Because they go in and pick and choose what Pokemon they will have there. But then you start running into the problem where, okay, it is a game about catching them all. And now you're going to tell me all are not in there. I cannot catch them all. And then for the competitive side, you get people saying, hey, why isn't the Pokemon that I use there? Why isn't my team in the game? Why can't I have all these Pokemon from the previous game. I should be able to bring them into the new game. And then that's why Pokemon cannot just simply drop the Pokemon, the franchise cannot simply drop Pokemons from one game into the next. So that it is there is this whole thing that would prevent you from actually going the route of, hey, let's just go back to the beginning, 151 Pokemon. Let's just do that. I think that's way too hard to do at this point.
You're absolutely correct, Ignacio. Like that's why, like, Game Freak with Pokemon, they've dug themselves into such a deep hole that I don't really think they can get out of it anymore.
Yeah.
They're technically too far gone to actually, like, they can't really create like a near flawless, like actually refreshing Pokemon experience because they have to appease, their legacy, which holds them back. Pokemon's legacy is technically their biggest weakness, I feel.
And then that might also go into why the Pokemon games are so technically behind, because there are 905 Pokemon.
Yeah.
And you gotta, for every new game that's coming out, those are 905 Pokemon have to be there with their moves, with their models. they have to the technical aspects have to all be there. So
Yeah.
that might add it to it.
I feel like one day they just need to like separate those two components of like,
They do.
okay, here's our competitive game that has all of them, so you can have your team. Here you go. You can fight. You can battle. You can do all of that stuff. And then they need to be like, all right, here's the like story. Here's the like adventure game. And
they
there's
kind of did that.
151 Pokemon in this game, and that's it. Those are the ones you get. Here you go. Boom.
They did that with Let's Go.
Yeah, it's
Kind of, but not enough is the thing. That is, I think, the theme here. They are making changes. They are doing this. They're doing that. But it's not enough.
Pokemon, I feel Pokemon doesn't really feel like they need, like, yes, they're making small steps, but I personally think Pokemon doesn't feel like they need to change because they still pumped out Sinnoh remakes, Arceus, Sword and Shield, and they still sold really well.
Yeah.
Like they don't really have an incentive to actually change. That's why I use the phrase they've gotten like complacent. They've gotten comfy.
Yeah.
They're not challenged anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think now we're just talking in sorry, circles, but yeah, that is like they are challenging themselves now, but it's just not enough. Too late, right? So
Kyle Ignacio, I got it for you. The TLDR guys, you ready? I got it. I'm gonna sum it all up in one thing.
Yeah.
Sprigatito's adorable. There you go. Got it.
Nailed it.
This is the first time I will pick a grass starter Pokemon instead of the fire and the water.
No, fire starter for life.
No, Sprigatito, man, let's go.
Life.
Nope.
Grass kitty for life.
Let's move on to number 2.
Also, there were other things in the Pokemon Presents.
Yeah,
but we don't have to talk about them.
Sorry.
I should at least mention, if you're listening to the podcast version of this, I was playing the like world overview video as we were talking. So yeah, it explains some of the new things of the region, some of the new Pokemon announced, all that sort of stuff. There are more details that you can check out. But yeah, let's move on.
If you've seen it, we've got Wooper, and now we've got what I like the nickname Pooper.
Pooper, yeah.
Pooper. Wooper and
number
Pooper.
2 on our news list here. Koch Media is now Playon. Yeah. I find this news story really funny. So Koch Media, we've had trouble pronouncing it. Is it Koch? Is it Coke? Is it Cock? Is it
Coach.
Something else? Yeah, who knows what? They even have a video on their YouTube channel with one of their execs being like, here's how you pronounce it in every different region, language, all that stuff, and still no one pays attention to that video. They still don't know how to pronounce it. And they announced a rebrand for their company, a new name, which they have gotten out and said it's pronounced Playon. But just looking at the word and the way they spell it, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's still just as bad. It's Plaion. It's just, is this Playon? I don't know.
I mean, again, it works. Play on words. Boom, got it. Sells.
Yeah.
Stamp of approval. Let's go.
Yeah.
As long as you know it is supposed to be Playon. Yeah.
I wonder what it's going to be played on.
But that's the thing. Like you see the tweets, you see the announcement. If you're not someone like me or us here on the podcast that kind of pays attention to this stuff, you won't know how to pronounce this, you won't have seen this article where they said it is pronounced play on. Because no one watched the video that they had.
Kyle,
it's Koch Media.
Before we got on today and you mentioned this, I didn't even know who this company was.
Yes. So they are a German-Austrian media company that was started in 1994. They own gaming studios like Saints Row publisher Deep Silver, and they became a subsidiary of Embracer Group back in 2018. So they've been around, but still not a household name.
Not yet. Well, because they had the wrong branding. That was what was holding them back. The misbranding is that they weren't mainstream because they were Cock Media or something. I don't know. That now that they're play on, boom, they're in there.
What is my kid playing? Some Cock
What
Media?
What is this?
God.
You bring up they bring their game. Dad, can you buy me this? Oh, who's the publisher? Cock Media. I'm not buying this.
Oh, I've seen that one.
I've seen that one. That one used to be on TV late at night, son. Fucking what?
Yeah, so I just find this whole news story funny, but that's kind of it. That there's nothing else to it. So let's move on to this next one here. Tencent is interested in becoming the largest stakeholder of Ubisoft. This is coming from Chris Kerr at GameDeveloper.com, who writes, Tencent is reportedly considering increasing its stake in Assassin's Creed publisher Ubisoft as it looks to expand its global footprint. Sources with direct knowledge of the matter said Tencent intends to become the single largest shareholder in Ubisoft with the planned purchase. It will reportedly offer to buy part of its additional stake from Ubisoft's founding Guillemot family, which currently owns 15% of the company. Two sources who spoke with Reuters said Tencent might offer up to 100 euros per share to facilitate the purchase, making an increase in the 66 euros per share it paid to grab 5% of the company back in 2018.
Okay, wait, is this a lot of money? Like, what's the conversion rate from USD to euros? I don't actually know.
Not exactly sure what the conversion rate is. They're not going for a controlling share, but they are going for the largest. Is potentially what they are trying to.
I mean,
do
even then, $100 per share, like that still seems kind of high.
Neko Girl in the chat says it's about 1-to-1. The conversion.
Okay, so it's like really close.
$1.02.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wait, so ours is worth more or ours is worth less?
Well, with all this inflation here in the United States. Good God.
Yo, we're in shrinkflation right now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, while I was in Miami, we had to fill up the gas tank.
Oh,
it is
awful.
Insane how high it is over there.
Awful here.
It's is
so bad.
Like twice what we have here.
Yeah. Supposedly last week sometime, Oklahoma City, where I am, reported like $2.99 gas, which is like the cheapest we've seen in forever, which is still super expensive. So.
It's like, I think we're at a low right now by my house. It's like $3.95 for gas.
Yeah.
It's
awful.
Yours is twice what we have here, and yet we have a higher octanage. Which should be more expensive.
Don't we drive a lot more here?
Who knows? I don't know. But Tencent and Ubisoft. Ignacio, do you have thoughts on this? Do you care about Tencent continuing their slow crawl to expand globally?
Yeah, that's one part that is maybe not troubling, but to keep your eye on it. Tencent giving their ever-growing expansion. But with regards to Ubisoft, man, Ubisoft just cannot get a break when it comes to people buying up their shares. They have to
Right.
fend off one acquisition after another one. The Gilmore family basically single-handedly solving those. So I guess that if Tencent doesn't go for a majority stake, it could help out when it comes to that, because they will have to go for Tencent, whoever wants to actually go and take over the company.
Right.
I do not remember. I'm pretty sure there was a news story not that long ago that there was a company trying to go for majority stake or to purchase Ubisoft. So Tencent coming in might help out to maybe prevent that scenario happening anytime soon. But that's one side of it. But then again, going back to Tencent having their hands everywhere,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a bit worrying.
I mean, Tencent expanding everywhere is kind of good, because then if multiple places do well, it technically is better for them.
Yeah, it is better for.
That's not necessarily good.
Better for Tencent. The problem comes when
Corporations are
Tencent
not
starts
your
doing
friend.
bad. The problem comes when Tencent starts doing bad. We had, I think it was at the 2020, somewhere in there, where news came out that there were a lot of trouble in different industries because either Tencent or another Chinese company that also has a lot of stake in many companies
Maybe like NetEase.
was doing bad, and that was affecting all these other companies.
something.
So yeah, Tencent growing isn't good.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about this. My expertise is not here.
I'm for me, I'm just interested to see where Ubisoft is going in the next decade, because I feel like they really are starting. I mean, it takes a lot to steer a big giant ship like Ubisoft, right? And so we as consumers, as gamers, we probably could have told them that, like, hey, a long time ago, they probably should have changed course, done something like this or that. Who knows exactly? But I feel like they are finally starting to feel that push and pull between, oh, our games are ginormous and way too big, and no one played our what was it, that like battle royale game here. Like, they make games that are very data driven rather than this is what the player wants.
Yeah, they are for sure making very Ubisoft games.
Yeah. And I think they're just starting to be like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't do that as much as we have been. So, and I don't know exactly what this will lead to, but I'm interested to see where Ubisoft goes.
Yeah,
very least.
I don't really feel like Ubisoft has like as much of an impact anymore. I don't really think they're like making like big splashes anymore.
They really don't. I just give me Splinter Cell. That's all I need. Don't put them in a mobile game. I need my Splinter Cell, please. I'm begging you.
See, why stop being so greedy, Kyle? God, dang it.
God, please, a little morsel, something.
Just a little bit,
A
please.
single
All right.
That
grain.
Fisher has better things to do, Kyle.
You know what?
So many mobile games to be in.
Mobile games are mid.
Anyways,
Sorry.
well, that's kind of about it for big
Yeah,
major
that's-
news this week. Which even this stuff is a stretch for major news. So we will get into our new and notable section.
All right, get ready. We got a little list for you here today. Starting off, by the time this episode comes out, you'll already be able to play it. Marvel's Spider-Man releases for PC on August 12th. Finally. Next up, Roller Drome for PlayStation 4 and 5 and the PC rolls out on October 16th. This one just sounds funny. We got Cursed Golf for the PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S, the Xbox One, Switch, and PC. So everywhere except for the Stadia. And you can golf with curses on August 18th. We Are, I forget, is it We Are OFK? We Are
Yes.
OFK launches on August 18th for PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC. Madden NFL 23 comes out for, again, the PlayStation consoles. Technically the same thing, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series S, and the One, and PC, and that's on August 19th. Modern Warfare 2 and the future of Warzone will be announced at Call of Duty Next, which is a live stream event that is taking place on September 15th. I feel like Warzone can't go away because like it was so huge because it was like a free like extension of the game.
Oh yeah.
It's huge.
It's still sticking
still
around. It's going nowhere.
Ignacio, for you, Dragon Ball FighterZ. The team behind it has announced that they are working on a PS5 and Xbox Series X and S version of the game that will implement rollback netcode. But sadly, no release date has been set or given.
Seems like they just started that one. They were like, it's possible.
Yeah.
We're making it. Here we go. And then that was it.
Evo was this weekend, so I'm sure that that's why they came out to say that.
It's not on here, and Kyle, I don't know if you can pull this up, but I know at Evo, they had a very slight clip of just a slight tease of Tekken 8 with this amazing little video of old, what is it, Kazuya?
Kazuya, yeah.
Where he's dropping something off the cliff, and it goes into his face, and then it goes to the new version of him, and it's so sick.
Let's see.
So there was a tease of Tekken 8, but that is all
there was
know.
a tease for Tekken.
Well, we assume it's Tekken 8, though.
We assume it is Tekken 8.
Yeah, a tease for Tekken. We,
Could
the
very well
community,
be a mobile game.
we assume
pulling
it's
it
Tekken
up
8.
right now. It starts out with the like older looking stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And then it's such a clean switch. It looks so cool.
The guy off the cliff.
Have you seen the announcement for Kazuya for Smash Bros?
Interesting.
How they were recreating him dropping people off a cliff. And that's the what it is here.
Now, while that's going, the next thing, Marvel's Midnight Suns got delayed again, and it will be coming. It will be coming before the end of the fiscal year, which ends on March 31st of 2023.
I'm gonna guess this is either late December or in January.
I don't know. Now, the best fighting game, well, one of the best fighting games ever, Season 1 of Multiverses, as well as the character of Morty, has been delayed until further notice.
People have speculated this because of the merger with Discovery, but they have shot that down and said that's not the reason why. But they also haven't said the reason why.
Again, Tom the Cat's in it. I kind of want to play it, but I don't have time.
It is free. It is out. You could very well try it.
Now, 2 I added because they were cool to me, and one I noticed before we actually went live is River City Girls 2 falls out of its original late summer release window as tweeted by Waypoint Studios, and no new release date was given.
Alan, are you a River City Girls guy?
I played River City Girls 1 and I fell in love with it, so I was super hyped for River City Girls 2. I believe River City Girls 2 is on my fantasy draft.
Oh, so you might finally... Well, I
might finally get some points.
You might finally have a game that released this year.
Yeah, my first one, and we're only in August. I might finally get my first one.
Goodness gracious.
And I saw this yesterday, and it actually is going, when I get paid on Friday, it's going to make me buy it. But our first character of Guilty Gear Strive's second season was released. Welcome Bridget to the roster and the badass flinging yo-yos. Hell yeah.
Damn.
I know people were super psyched with Bridget because fuck yeah. So Bridget is currently out now for Guilty Gear Strive.
Cool.
But I want to mention that one because it was super hype and I loved it. But that is all of our new and notables. So as always, it has been old and noted. Take us into the lightning round.
Right.
Alan, do you know if River City Saga and River City Girls is the same thing?
I believe so. I know I know River City Girls is kind of like, I think that's technically the spinoff of the River Cities saga because it follows Ricky and Kunio's girlfriends, because Ricky and Kunio are the main characters of the River City saga. So River City Girls 2, River City Girls is, I believe, the spinoff.
Yeah. So it reminded me of Kill la Kill Eve, which I knew had some connection, but I just couldn't find what the connection was.
All right.
Lightning round number 1. Rumor says that EA might be working on an Iron Man game.
Another one?
Iron Man.
Another one.
Another
one. Another Marvel game, because they are working on that Black Panther.
Yeah, but we had
Anthem.
But I'm saying we had the Iron Man like VR game, so it's like another one.
Oh, true.
I thought you were thinking of Anthem, which was kind of like an Iron Man game. It was kind of like an Iron Man game,
right? Makes sense. They have some kind of tech, but I guess it's not them who developed it, though, right?
No, it was EA.
It was EA that published it. It was BioWare that did that one, though, right? Yeah.
I mean, it could be BioWare making it. Who knows?
Potentially. I don't know.
But yeah, the Iron Man game that Alan is alluding to, that was a very good game. The VR game. Very fun. Next lightning round. Sarah Arellano has been hired as lead writer for Beyond Good and Evil 2. Alan, is this game ever coming out?
I actually didn't even know what this was because I guess it was announced so long ago. I forgot it was a thing.
It was announced
Good
like
and Evil 2?
6 years ago, and has
I was gonna say
basically
like
silent.
Like I saw this and I was like, is this a thing? Was this that game that was announced like a long time ago?
Yep, it has. It was announced a long time ago.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that they finally got a lead writer
after all these years.
It was gonna be all game and no dialogue because there was no writing, just all gameplay.
Yeah. The Uncharted movie is now streaming on Netflix, at least in the US.
I haven't watched it.
Finally, go watch it.
It is fun.
I haven't watched it.
It is fun.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Well, do you have anything better to do with 2 hours?
Yes.
Digimon Survive.
I gotta keep playing Digimon Survive.
Wait, are you going for the platinum?
Yes.
Of course you are.
It gives me the best insight to the game. It gives me my most concrete opinion if I go for everything.
No, Alan,
I get
don't try
to see
to justify
everything
it.
the game offers.
Don't try to justify it. You're just chasing the high of getting a platinum. You are addicted.
But the serotonin feels so good, Ignacio.
You're addicted, Alan.
You need help.
You need help. You need Jesus.
Stop it. Get some help.
GameStop's NFT marketplace sold indie games without the devs' permission. Ooh.
Yeah, I saw this. I'm not sure the exact details, but apparently there was a bundle of games that was put together that they tried to tried to make it all like open source video games that they didn't necessarily need permission to do all of that stuff with. But there was at least 2 of them in there that the devs spoke up and was just like, yo, what the hell? That's not what the license says. That's not what the contract of the engine says. Like, you need to like pay us for all of that stuff. But then they're upset that like, hey, if they were to actually get paid, it would be in some weird cryptocurrency that they're just like, I don't want this. Like, so GameSpot.
Listen, GameStop's trying to get a W, all right? You just, come on. They're trying their best.
They just can't get a break.
They really can't.
You can't.
And I still buy games from them.
See, Alan, you're just part of the problem.
I know, I'm sorry.
Xbox is now testing out a Game Pass family plan in a couple countries.
Yo, Game Pass just keeps getting W's, man. It's just so good. I kind of wish I had an Xbox, but also no.
PC, man. You can get PC
Yeah, you can
Game
get it on
Pass.
PC.
Play a whole bunch there.
No one actually games on their PC, guys. That's if you game on your PC, you're just trying to like spread like a lie, you know. I'm just
Alan, I have an ultra wide monitor. It makes games better.
Like, liar.
Okay.
No, you have the monitor, but you I don't believe you, okay? I don't believe you. All right, I don't believe you.
It's just that everyone now plays on Steam Deck. That's the thing. It's just like no one plays on PC. They play on Steam Deck.
Ignacio, playing Minesweeper on your PC doesn't count as gaming on your PC.
And the last news story: Unity and Microsoft have announced the Azure Cloud partnership. An Azure Cloud partnership.
Yeah. I guess this will help them to make like quicker 3D experiences to allow these games to be on Game Pass, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, good stuff, but that's more behind the scenes stuff, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So,
what a solid round out, man. Let's go.
There we go. Cool. Well, that's about it for all the news this week. All of the video game goodness that we can give to you this week. Ignacio, let's start with you. What are you excited about this week?
Oh, maybe playing something other than Genshin Impact. That's all I played last week.
Finally getting your life back. That's what you're excited for.
Yeah. I have so many games that I want to play. I have Dying Light 2. Mm-hmm. I have it. I still haven't played it, and I want to do it before the end of the year. I have Assassin's Creed Valhalla installed. I haven't played it. I also want to play it. I also have Assassin's Creed Rogue installed that I want to play. I haven't played it.
I gotcha. Hello, kitty. We have a cat on stream. You're missing out if you're not watching.
The cat doesn't care about you.
You know what?
For some reason, he's crying a lot for attention. For some reason,
hungry.
That's what cats do. They don't want you unless they need you.
I know.
What about you, Alan? What are you excited for this week?
Yo, I'm going super hard on the wait for it, the Digimon card game. I actually have our store champion tournament on Sunday, and I am in an online regional tournament on Saturday all day.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, and the past Sunday I went to another champion tournament and almost got my invite to nationals, but I came in third.
Oh,
I know, so close. Obviously, Ignacio, we're repping the best boy.
Yeah.
Yep. Gabumon, little Gabumon figure for you. Let's go.
Yeah, I saw some of your cards that you posted online.
Yeah.
I do not get how it works. How do you have you had one card that was Sora and Matt.
Sora Joe.
Joe? Why Joe?
Because it's a good card. It's a good card, Ignacio. But yeah, no, I'm just excited to play in my tournaments. I'm excited.
Those cards don't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm excited to play in my tournaments. I'm excited to keep playing more Digimon Survive. One of those is good. One of those is not as good.
I am hoping to dive back into Live Alive. Hopefully, finally. I've not had much time to play any video games recently. Also, the series finale of Better Call Saul. I am excited for that. I've been watching the final season right now. I'm stoked. I'm still a little bit behind, but I am catching up. And that's a damn good show. Ignacio, where can the people find you on the internet?
The people can find me on Twitter at Ignacio RojasB. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
And
Alan, where can they find you?
So you can also find me tweeting at Twitter at Alan Busby. But honestly, if you go there, add me on Discord. I live on Discord now.
There you go. I saw you change your name to Alan X.
Well, yeah, because the X
Because of the
antibody,
X-
the
Yeah,
X
I was gonna say
antibody.
that.
We're
I was gonna say that.
We're a stronger version now.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe you.
Yeah,
Cal knows all about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Check out our Patreon where you can see our exclusive episode where Kyle gives you a full rundown of the Digimon X antibody lore.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. But you guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter. You can stay up to date with all of the stuff we do at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So please go like, share, and subscribe. That would help us out a ton. This has been number 128 of Crossplay. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.